So I'd like to welcome us once again to our class, and this is the financial accounting class. Process of recording and summarizing business transactions. We have covered a good number of topics. Today we're supposed to look at accounting for depreciation. It is session number 9. And for those of us who could have joined late, I think it's important for you to rehearse with the lecturer so that maybe we can share more information with you. But before we go into depreciation, I thought that we do some bit of questions on stock. Inventory we began already yesterday, and that's question number 94. Some people have got sharp eyes, but if you can't see clearly, please you can come closer so that we can help one another. I think this one is okay. The first question says, this is question 94. An item of inventory was purchased for $500. It is only expected to be sold for $1,200, although $250 will need to be spent on it in order to achieve the sale. To replace the same item, we'll have to spend $650. Question is, at what value should this item of inventory be included within the financial statements? I think that it's very important to retaliate or to emphasize that the major concern of the topic for inventory and cost of sales is inventory valuation. And I think yesterday we began to discuss, one of the things that we established was that stock should be valued at the lower of cost or net realizable value. And I think that we are able to see the cost, which is 500, and the NRV in this case, if you have your calculator, will be 12 minus 250. That, I suppose, should be giving you a 950. Is that correct? Yes. So, what is the value of this inventory item? We go with the lower of the two, 950 or 500. Which one are you going with? 500, isn't it? And the 650 was just a distractor to deal with individuals who don't like studying. So it is a 500. The inventory item should be valued at 500. I guess that's simple. Let us proceed to the next question, which is question 95. We told closing inventory may be valued using the first in, first out basis or average cost, AVCO. Question is, which of the following statements is true, assuming that prices have fallen throughout the year? Now, this is the opposite of what? Inflation. What is the opposite of inflation? Some of you are doing economics. She has given us the word deflation. We are going to run with that. If prices are falling, which of the following statements is true, assuming that prices are falling throughout the year? In other words, if we start from the normal position, when prices are increasing, FIFO reports the highest value of closing inventory and the highest value of what? Reported profits. Yesterday, we were trying to deal with the same issue, but in this case, since prices are falling, what happens? We do the opposite, right? AVCO is likely to report the highest what? Value of inventory, and therefore the highest value of what? Profit. Let us look at the options and make our best pick So look at your options and tell me which one is the answer. Which one is the answer? Mm-hmm. Maybe the footage. This is better. Yes. Which one do you go for? Mm-hmm. Should we start giving assignments? You have gone for option A. Closing inventory and profit are higher using FIFO. No. B says closing inventory and profit are lower using FIFO rather than ARCO. So you see now, that one is supposed to be the answer. But what about C? Where you have got opposite movements, you don't accept, by the way. Closing inventory is higher and profit is lower. The direction is the same. When you find such kind of equation, expect the direction is what? To be what? To be the same. If they're talking about lower, let it be lower for everything. If they're talking about higher, let it be higher for everything. What about the next one as well? There's an opposite. There's an opposite. Yeah, so you don't go for it. Yeah. So the answer is B. And we proceed to the next one. I should think that this particular question should take you some bit of time when you do your, if you are doing this question in your exam. And I think it will take us some bit of time in this class. The question says, which of the following statements is what? Is true. We have to run with what is known as the period, what do you call it? Yeah, the period weighted averages, as well as FIFO. Now, I'll need to go to Excel just now. I'll start with the FIFO. Try to go to Excel, and please follow me. You should also be writing dates. Then there is movement. Interesting. Movement. Look at that. It's not supposed to be like that. Where is that? Yeah, it's supposed to be there. Then we have got a number of units. Number of units. Then you have got unit costs. Is there a difference between a unit cost and the cost of unit? A cost unit, sorry. There's a difference, right? Yeah. I'll not go there. I'm not a cost accounting tutor. Am I? I'm not. I'm a financial accounting person. All right. Can we proceed? We expect values, yes, to be where? To be on the last, two columns. Proceed. What happened? We have got opening stock of how much? Yeah, people. 100 units. Brought forward, right? We say in accounts, right? This will be taken as a receipt. Did you hear that? This will be taken as what? A receipt. 100 units valued at how much? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Said it at 2.52, right? 2.52. So when you talk about the balance there, you multiply that number with that number. Are you seeing that? Yes. So you will continue proceeding. I sent it to you last time. Kaplan. All right. So this is number 24. All right. Can we proceed? I want us to go to the next one, which is going to be an issue, a sale. Do you understand? How many units did you sell? Interesting. And when did you sell those? On the 4th of August, right? Full August. 20 what? They didn't give us. 20 what? Oh, they didn't give us. Okay, so she said XX. There was an issue, right? How many units? So when there's an issue, what do? You less, isn't it? And that issue is going to be valued at the exact number there. And again, you find the balance by multiplying, right? Yes, there we go. Let me just turn these things into, accounting terms here. Yeah, I think I'm okay with 2 decimal places. So let's find the balance. Every time there's an issue, we find the what? The balance down here also. How much is the difference there? 80. Agree? And what is the pricing for this 80? Simple. The same number, right? Yes. It hasn't started getting interesting. It will start getting interesting very soon, right? Can we proceed the next slide and see what is happening? All right. What happened next? There was a receipt of how many units there? On which date, actually? On 8 August, isn't it? 8 August. Somebody said 20XX, since we don't know. There is a receipt, yes, of how many units? 140. And what was the unit cost? Put that one there, so that when I do this, it shows there. Come again? 2.56. Is that correct? All right, congratulations. Then you go multiply and do the needful. How much do you have? Is that correct? Can you confirm? Yes, it is. Can we proceed? Mm. 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 The balance on the 4th of what? This one? We list.
We have issued 20 units. We have a limit of 8.
List it with what?
Like what we have done there.
But how do you list the receipt?
No.
Oh, you can ask.
The balance. I mean the balance. After issuing the 20 units,
Uh-huh.
there's a balance of 8.
Yes.
Now, I'm not supposed to list that balance there.
The 80.
Yes.
By how much?
So like you put it in the context, like what you have done there.
Ah. So why should we put it in brackets when we have got a bigger figure, 100? 100 is bigger than 20. Integers. Should we less it further? Is it correct?
I think he refers to the type of increase.
Yes.
We want you to indicate whether it's a receipt or an issue.
Or the 80?
Yes.
It's not necessary, it's simply a balance. But of course, it's a net receipt in that case. It's a net what? Receipt. Because we had more units than what we issued out. So there is no need for us to place it further. If we do that, we are going to have trouble. I'm going to try to show you a simpler method of doing these things. But initially, this is very important, all right? Can we proceed? What is happening next? There was an issue of how many units? 90 years. So on which date? 20 what? 10th, right? August. 20 what? XX. There was an issue. Now it is here where you're supposed to pay attention, right? Do you understand? 90, you said, right? So the first 80 comes from which price? 2.52. Did you hear that? First in, first out. The first 80, and then have we satisfied the 90 requirement? No, isn't it? And by the way, every time you make an issue, you lay a sign. I think this is, let me just do this. Okay, let me write it again, manually, so that we do this. What about here? Also, we write it. Yes.
Are we supposed to add the 8 and 1?
To find the balance.
Yes.
Yeah, we can. Or so that we don't have any problem, eh? Okay, so maybe this one. Every time there's an issue or what, we find the balance. How much is the total? Riskister? Yeah, it's fine. Then what about here, the sum? Again, you can check it out. 5 skister?
9, 18, 24.
Come again.
9, 18,
9. Where is that coming from?
24. From my years.
Okay. I want us to check first of all
Which one? Oh, that
the sum of 80 and 140. How much I get?
220.
220?
Yes.
Oh, I've picked up something else. Eh? Okay, just a moment. What about here? Is it correct?
5.
5 skister?
Yes.
Ah, it's correct. Good. Okay, so essentially what we'll be doing, we'll be finding the balance every time, eh? Whether there's an issue or so that we don't miss it, eh? Okay, so let's proceed to the next side. Now we need to find the balance after the issue, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
How much are you getting? It's supposed to be 10, eh? Yes, you can ask. Come again? What is 80 plus 10? What is 80 plus 10? Yes. Yes. On top, this one, eh? You know the reason why it's different is because the 20 could be accommodated in full in the 100. But in this case, we have now to separate. First in, first out means you need first of all to deplete the odd batch. You understand? So the odd batch in this case is carrying what price? Can you check this one?
2.5.
Have you seen that? Then the newest batch will be carrying what price? The 10. 2.5 what? 6. And remember that if we have removed 10 from 140, then it means we are remaining with how much? A 130, right? It's very important. So listen, The 80 comes from here. Hello? Are you there? So you are going to put the same price. 2 point what? 5 what? 52. Then this 10 comes from where? From the 140. How much are you going to put there? 2.5 what? 6. Now you're okay? Yes. Yeah, it's correct. So you multiply and then you get your numbers. Also you do the same, right? Multiply, then you get your what? Your numbers. Let's get the balance like the way they have advised. Every time there is an issue or receipt, we have the balance, so that we don't get it mixed up. How much are you getting? 130. And how much are you getting there? Sum up. Oh, yes. Sum up from the board numbers, please. So you are going to start, let's see. 560 minus 201 minus 25. You said how much? 33 what? 2, right? 80. And I think we can now try to check if the price is 2.56, right? Can we check? Hello? Multiply this 130 by 2.56. How much are you getting? 2.56 by 130. How much are you getting? So you're checking yourself also using the unit what? Cost. Yes. You know where this 130 is coming from? It is coming from the subtraction of 140 minus what? Minus 10. Very important. Okay? Can we proceed? There is now another batch. How many units did you bring in now? Purchases 200, right? So you say receipt here. On which date was it? 18th of August. 20XX. Someone said there was a receipt, right? How many units, my dear people? 200, right? What is the unit cost? 2.74? Is that correct? 2.78? Okay. See now. It has gone somewhere. 2.78. That's correct. So can kindly please do the multiplication. How much are you getting as your balance? 556, right? So here again you want us to do the balance, I don't like this. But anyway, this is going to be 330, right? Confirm? And this is going to be how much? When you add the two? Triple what? Yes. So the key there is to get your balances right. You understand? Get your balances right. Get your balances right. Get your balances right. Okay? Because next we are going to what? An issue of 180, right? Hello? When was that date, by the way? It was 20th of what? August 20XX. Interesting issue. 180. So how are we going to allocate? Who can try? How are we going to allocate the 180? Yes?
So when you get that balance 180,
Uh-huh.
you multiply it by 2.56.
Uh-huh.
Then you get the remainder, which is 50, you multiply it by 2.70.
That's correct. That's correct. So let's start. Since I'm using Excel, I can always do it. I can always just go and get those numbers here, put them here. No need. Look at that. Okay, let me just put them in initially manually. So I'll do this. Since it's an issue, say minus, right? And then you say, what was the price? 2.5 what? 6. Then we get the remainder. We have got an issue of 180. We have removed 130. How much are we remaining with? 50 to complete, right? So you do the same. Not there, but 27 what? 8. Okay, so you do the multiplication and let's see what is happening. Let's see what is happening. The product. Do the same. There. How much is your balance? And that will be our closing what? Inventory. Hello? What is the value of closing inventory? Say 150. Do you agree with her? Good. Let us go there. What about here? $417. Supposed to be 0.8 or 417 sharp. Look at those are eliminating the 80 on the negative figure and the 80 on the positive figure. Should eliminate each other. So let's check ourselves if we include 2.78 and if we did a multiplication. 150 by 2.78, how much are you getting? Who can confirm? It is automatic, All right, so we are going to conclude that if we are going to use the FIFO method, then the value of inventory is going to be how much? 400 and what? 17. But if you're going to use the PAVCO, how much will be the value of your what? Inventory. So we're going to borrow from here, come rain or sunshine, 150 is the value of our what? Closing inventory units. But for PAVCO, what you need to do is to find the average unit what? Cost. Did you hear that? Of stock, and then multiply it by, let's just try to check. So what is the average unit cost? How much is it gonna be? So you open brackets. You're going to be doing exactly what I'm doing. We'll start with the is it the units? Yes, the units. Initially, how many units did you have? 100, right? Opening, please. 100, right? By 2.52, right? Are you there? Plus, open again, plus, don't open brackets. Coming again, another purchase, 140, 2.56, right? 140 by what? 2.56. Plus, another one. Yes, 200 by how much? 2.78, right? 200 by 2.7 what? 8. Then everything should be divided by, maybe we can get the numbers just by calculating. 100 plus 140 is how much? 240 plus 200? 440. So you bring in that one. That is how you find the average unit what? Cost. So please tell me, how much are you getting? What is the average unit cost? The average unit cost using PAVCO. The average unit cost. How much are you getting? Mm-hmm. Confirm? Let me just try to see what Excel is confirming. Excel is confirming a 2.65. Is that what you have? Then you multiply that by the number of the closing units. How much was that? 150, right? Hello? So you say that by that. How much are you getting? Huh? Okay, 96. Rounding off issues, eh? So what is the difference between these two numbers? That's what the examiner wanted you to do. This minus that. What's the difference? 19 point what? All right. Great. He's getting 19.5. I'm getting 19.3. So we are not very, far away from the correct number. Are you getting the same number?
So on that one I got 397.5.
Okay.
Without the 4.
Without the 4?
Yeah.
I've got rounding off issues. Don't worry, those are not our problems. Are those our problems? Let's go and check the answers. We expect, therefore, that the reported profits under PAFCO should be lower compared to FIFO by this 19. You understand? So you go to your options and check your answer. And the interpretation is what is key here. Okay? Remember, the higher the closing inventory, the higher the what? Reported profits. So which method is going to have a higher closing inventory? FIFO. So let's look at A. A says closing inventory is 19.5 higher when using the FIFO method instead of the PAFCO method. And I think A is correct. B is the opposite. Then in C and D we have got the wrong what? Number. Hello? In C and D we have got the wrong what? Number. Congratulations. Do you want me to do more questions? Too much of anything. Okay, they want to be established here. We are told David performs inventory count on 30th December 26, ahead of the 31st December year end. He counts 1.2 identical units, each of which cost how much? $50. On 31st December, David sold 20 of these units for how much? 48. What figure should be included in David's statement of what? Financial position for the inventory. Notice inventory must be valued at the lower. So if it costed him 50 and he sold some of his units for 48, then we have to do what? Modify the units of inventory. So we are going to have to break this 1, 2 into two classes of, we are going to say 1, 2 minus 20. How much are you getting? No. Let's not say 1, 2 minus 20. Let's just say 1, 2 by 48. Let's go for the lower of the two, between 50 and 48. What is 1, 2 by 48?
7,600.
Please confirm. It's the same, huh? There's no need for us to even go to Excel here. Just go for the lower of the two. Because things have changed, right? He's not able to sell the units at $50. He's only able to sell them at how much? Yes. But then maybe we can also criticize this particular, answer that we have given by saying, when did he sell the 20 units? When did he sell those? He sold them on the 31st, right? So by close of business, how many units did he have? 1, 2 minus 20. How much do you have?
1,138.
Yes, so multiply that by 48. How much are you getting?
6,600.
Please confirm.
6,600.
So it's supposed to be 1, 2 minus 20, right? By what? By 48, right? By 48. 56 what? Yes, that's correct, yes. Let's proceed to the next one. We had to remove the 20 because by the close of business on December 31st, he didn't have the 20 units. He had sold them, right? Yes. So closing inventory therefore cannot include 20. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. So if you're on the other side in the solution, they didn't remove the 20. They should have removed it. They should have removed it because that is the way the question goes. Okay, proceed to the next part and identify whether each of the following statements relating to the accounting treatment of inventory and work in progress in financial statements is true or false. Number 1, inventory should be valued at the lower of cost, net realizable value, and replacement cost. Is that correct?
No, not.
Why is it not correct?
Each one is valued at the lower cost and the net realizable.
What is wrong with the statement?
It includes replacement cost.
That's correct. Replacement cost is what is wrong. You understand? Don't include that one. Next, when valuing work in progress, material costs, labor costs, and variable and fixed production overheads must be included. Must be included. When valuing work in progress, material costs, labor costs, and variable and fixed production overheads must be included. Is that correct? I think it's correct. Otherwise, you're going to run a loss. Your units of stock are going to be. Remember, you're in business, right? So you need to. I think there's that method of valuing stock using the total cost absorption. Is it absorption costing? Yes, it's an acceptable way of valuing what units of stock. Next. Inventory items can be valued using either first in, first out, FIFO, or weighted average. This is correct, right? Yes. What about the next one? An entity's financial statements must disclose the accounting policies used in measuring what? Inventory. Why are you saying no?
Yeah.
It should disclose.
You talked about reliable measurement.
I think that unless, of course, you're a small business, but you let us know the basis for the evaluation of what. Yeah, it's disclosed actually in the notes. You understand, eh? So let's see how we tick. On the first one, we say false, right? On the rest, we say true. Is that correct? The rest, we say what? True. I'm now getting tired. Please try the rest of the questions, because today we're supposed to introduce depreciation. Hello, and I'll share with you some other recorded lecture that you can follow up on questions, which I think I did some BPP question. So let us now see, and I'm going to have to cut this one so that